All right, ladies and gentlemen, we wanted to say welcome to our very first podcast for the Greater Greenville Area Homes. And we're excited to be bringing you some really cool content of what's going forward in the upstate and kind of some of the things that are happening on our team and what we're putting together to bring great, amazing things to you all as well. So I'd like to welcome you, and I'd like to just we'll start with Donald on the end. Donald, tell us who you are.
I'm Donald Barber.
Awesome.
And I've been with the team for, 6 years now?
6 years, yes.
I'm Chelsea Parlier. I'm the transaction manager and executive assistant for the team. And I've been here now for 7 years.
7 years?
Yeah.
Almost 8.
Almost 8.
Yeah.
And I'm Krista, and I'm a listing and buyer specialist, and I have been here since March. So
awesome.
That's great.
And I'm Erica Bennett. I also am a listing and buyer specialist, and I've been on the team about 4 years now.
Awesome. Well, I'm J. Michael Manley, and I've been the owner of the J. Michael Manley team since we originally started in 2010. So we've been running as a team for 11 years now in the upstate. And over those years, we've learned a lot, and we're excited to be bringing this to you. So we wanted to, as we're putting out the inaugural podcast for everybody, we wanted to kind of just let you know that we've got a special that we're bringing out to all the people that are looking to put their house on the market, yet kind of wanting to wait till the spring to actually do that. So we wanted to give you some incentive and also provide you with some help in doing that. So a couple of things, we're calling this Decide Now, List Later, and Save Money. So in the Decide Now, what we're actually saying is that if you come out, meet with us, you decide that you want to hire us as the J. Michael Manley team to represent you in getting your home sold, at that point, we would sign a letter of intent. That letter of intent will allow us to go ahead and start spending money on your behalf. And one of the first things that we're going to do is actually hire a stager to come out. And then you can list your house, say, late winter or early spring, so that you can hit that prime market, what a lot of people believe is that time market to go in there. And then last thing is on the saving some money. So we wanted to bring you some savings. Our standard commission rate is 6%. And so, and that's for our team is what we charge is 6%. And so we're going to give you a discounted rate of 5%. 2.5% of that would come to us, and we would pay the buyer's agent 2.5% as well. So we would split that evenly. And so as we're putting this together, this is a great benefit for you all and a great benefit for our clients and people that are looking to put their house on the market. And I know y'all we kind of talked about this, like what are some of the great benefits in doing that?
Well, it's really beneficial to go ahead and have the stager out there so you have more time to prepare your house. So when you are ready to put it on the market, it's market ready and good to go.
Yeah. Right. And, when you're talking about getting the stager out there, it's like none of us would enter a beauty contest and not do our hair and makeup, right? Or just say, oh, it'll be all right. Like when you're putting your house on the market, I mean, there are over 1,000 homes currently on the market. And with that 1,000 homes currently on the market, you are entering into a beauty contest. And the cool part is that this beauty contest has a reward and higher sales price. And so that's really what we want to do there. What else?
Well, I think a lot of people don't realize the true importance of that stager in this because, I mean, obviously I've been in and out of a lot of homes, and yet they can go there and pick out things that I never would have considered. So it's obvious from curb appeal as people pull up to your home. Remember, buyers are standing outside of your door while their agent is trying to get the key out. So they're looking for any imperfections around your house.
Yeah.
And then, of course, important things on the inside, whether it's painting, decluttering, putting up pictures or taking them down. So they provide a lot of value that's going to net you the most money in the end.
Yeah, and sometimes that takes longer than you would think. And having the flexibility of having, the idea in your head that you want to get your home sold in the spring will allow you some time to, really declutter and make sure your house is stage ready.
And too, it helps with, getting, if you found your dream home and you're ready to go ahead and list, then you don't have to look for a storage unit or a short-term rental. because you're already ready to make that transition and get on the market and get into your new home.
And that's a huge piece there, because let's say that you are working with somebody from the J. Michael Manley team to find your new home. You find that new home. Your current house is not on the market yet. Because we've gotten everything ready to go, we're immediately able to put your house on the market as you're making that offer. So, yes, it would still be a contingent offer if that's what you're looking at doing. Yet knowing that that house is going on the market that night or that next day makes that offer, if you're having the highest offer, it makes it a lot more appealing to the other sellers for the house that you're purchasing.
Right.
So it really is a benefit in bringing that to y'all, and not just saving you money, yet allowing you a lot of flexibility in getting ready to put your house on the market as well.
For sure.
Awesome. So I know, Chelsea, we talked about it and discussed, we really wanted to get our customer service out there, and being that you are on the front lines of that customer service every single day, wanted to give you an opportunity to tell everybody a little bit about what we do for our customer service at the J. Michael Manley team.
Yeah, absolutely. So we realize that the customer's experience is the backbone to our business. We often talk about on the J. Michael Manley team that if we do a great job for you, you're likely going to go tell one or two of your family or friends about us. Yet if we do a not so great job, you're probably going to go tell 10, 15, maybe even 20 people about the experience that you had. So our promise to you is that we are going to deliver such remarkable service that you are excited to refer your family and friends to us. And as part of our mission statement, we are committed to providing transparency throughout the process and letting you know what those next steps are going to be as we go through the process. So with listing, our very first part of the process is going to be the staging consultation, which Donald talked a little bit about already. And the stager is going to come out to the home. They are going to provide recommendations for using your decor and the furniture that you already have to best showcase your home in the best light. And they're probably going to provide recommendations on painting some rooms, providing that landscape suggestions for the best curb appeal, and just telling you how we can best put your best foot forward so that people want to see your house first. And then after that, we're going to send out the photographer. We use Carolina House Shots, and they do a great job. They're going to do HDR photography, which makes your home look amazing. They do virtual staging for the vacant homes. They can do aerial and drone videos. They do neighborhood amenities highlighting. And then we also do the floor plan, which they do the measurements for each of the rooms as well. So they do a lot, and we love them. They're great to work with, so they're amazing. And then once the home is ready and we have those pictures back, then we can go live. And then our marketing department takes over, and they're going to go in. They're going to do paid Facebook advertisement. They're going to do a blog about your home so that it shows up first on Google. They're going to send it out to our database, which has over 45,000 people in it. And so they're just going to get the word out about your home so that we can get your home sold as quickly as possible for you.
Yeah, and having people like Chelsea and our virtual assistants really help everybody stay connected throughout the whole process. Chelsea does a really great job of making sure everybody else is doing their jobs, like getting the appraisal ordered, making sure the title work is in, going through repairs. Well, not repairs, but we do that part. But she helps us write it up. So having Chelsea and our virtual assistants are really bring a lot of value to the team, especially as an agent.
Yeah, so as you're putting all of this together and you're thinking about, hey, I'm thinking about putting a house on the market in the spring or in the winter, late winter time. All of this customer service piece, we really do stand by the promise, right? When we get to that closing table and we haven't gotten a referral from you, we're going to ask you, what could we have done better, right? Because we know that while you're going through this transaction, there's this piece of your brain called the reticular activating system that will allow you to see and talk to and recognize other people that are doing a real estate transaction. And so, it's going to be front of mind for you. And so as you're going through that, our goal is just to provide so much of an exceptional service that you'll feel compelled to actually tell other people about us. And we know that if we don't get a referral, again, it's okay. And we want to know what we could have done better, right? Because that's the whole part is, as we're going through this, we just want you to know we are committed to providing that high level of customer service for you all the way through the transaction.
I mean, in all honesty, we want to be your realtor for life, not just during this transaction, but we know that people tend to move every 5 to 7 years, and we want to make sure that you think of us first in the future, which adds to the importance of that great customer service. I do want to add another detail is sending out emails to all the realtors in the upstate when the home does go live, and that's part of Chelsea's and our virtual assistants role in that. And so we're putting that in front of thousands of realtors as well, because in order for your home to sell once, we actually have to sell it twice. And that is, we have to pitch it to all the realtors, make sure they're aware of it so that they can in turn share it with their buyers. So the ultimate goal is getting as many eyes on it as possible.
Yeah, and a lot of times agents will tell their clients, hey, we're going to send this out to all the real estate community. And they're using a product that all of us use in the upstate called Showing Time. And when that email goes out, it actually doesn't go out to all the real estate community. We have built a database over the years of marketing to those agents. There's now 5,200 agents in the Greenville MLS. And so, we've got all of them built into our database so that when we put a listing live, we can send it out to 5,200, not just the 200 that are in our office. So there is a difference there. It's a big, big difference.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Awesome. Well, we want to kind of transition to where we're talking about the market, right? Like, this is what everybody wants to know is what's going on with the market. I mean, many people have heard, Zillow has stopped buying homes. They're crashing and burning. And so that's indicative of the market going to crash. And yet here's a couple of things. In the upstate, Zillow did not buy any homes. So as we're going forward on this, just realize that Zillow didn't buy any homes in the upstate. Charlotte has been affected. Atlanta has been affected. Yet Greenville market has not been affected by Zillow. The other thing, too, is that it's not indicative of the market actually crashing. And just to kind of give you some numbers here, our days on the market in November has increased slightly, 2 days. Like from October to November, the days on the market has gone up ever so slightly. It has gone from 20 days on the market to 22 days on the market. Like that's very minor. Like I remember back in 2008, 2009, when our average days on the market was like 127 days. So we're still in a fantastic position in getting the home sold and still selling them quickly. And so we were like, okay, we were talking this morning about price reductions and have price reductions increased since May, which most people kind of say that was the heat of our market. And what we found is that price reductions have actually decreased. The amount of homes that are reducing their price right now has actually decreased. And it's actually, a pretty substantial amount. Like we've gone from in May of this year when the market was hot and everything seemed like it was selling just like so fast and multiple offers. We still had 1,247 price reductions that month.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. I would have thought that there'd be a lot less price reductions in May because of how crazy the market was moving, and people were paying thousands over asking price, not even worrying about appraisals and repairs and things like that. So that's really impressive to me.
Yeah, it's as a number. When I pulled it up this morning, I was shocked, right? Like because I really thought that we were going to see more price reductions right now because the market has slowed. It is not. It's just slowed off of its peak. It hasn't actually decreased at all, right? And so when I saw that number, even from October, in October we had 1,441 price reductions. So in November we still had only 1,174 price reductions, which I just find as simply amazing that in this market, as we're going into November, we're still not actually seeing the prices fall.
No, they're actually increasing, right? I mean, I think you said before that the prices in October were, the sales price was around $325 in October, and then in November it was actually $335. So prices are increasing.
Yeah. So not only have price reductions fallen, the amount of price reductions that we're actually having it's fallen. We're actually seeing the amount of price has actually gone up 1.9% so far that's just between October and November, that the prices have increased almost 2%. So when you think about that on a $300,000 house, at 2%, that's a $6,000 increase in price in 1 month, which I want to let everybody know that that's a $6,000 increase on a $300,000 house. That's $6,000 increase to your net worth, which means that your net worth of your family has increased by almost 2%, 1.9%.
So even if you want to sell now, you can do it because you'll be making just as much money as you would in the fall. I mean, in the spring.
Yeah, right. And here's the thing: we don't know what's going to happen in the spring.
True,
right? If interest rates creep up, inflation really kind of the one monetary piece that the government has to control inflation is really interest rates, right? Because what's happened is so many people want to buy stuff right now and we can't get it, right? Because it's stuck on shipping containers or whatever. What will end up happening is that interest rates, and the Fed has already announced that they're going to start easing back, buying these mortgage-backed securities, which means at that point that interest rates have a possibility. I'm not going to say it's a guarantee yet. They have a possibility to start to increase. Yeah. So anybody, as we're going through this, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us on Facebook. Don't hesitate to give us a call. Like, we're here to help you. Donald, I know you had really wanted to kind of highlight the fact of what's the benefits of pricing your home correctly the very first time.
So right now, probably almost weekly, I'll get an email from a buyer. Why is this home, is the market crashing? Why is this particular home on 123 Main Street sitting at that time like 7 or 8 days, which... I mean, that's still laughable when people think a week or 2 weeks or even 3 weeks. Part of the reason is, we all know that price and condition and location are the three things that are involved in getting a home sold. And what sellers need to know is that they have full control over it being priced right and the condition, going back to the stager, that the home is in. So if it's priced correctly, the data shows over and over that once you hit that 5 or 6% over what the market is saying that your home is worth, then chances are you're going to get less showings. There's people out there pricing their homes at 10% and over and wondering why it's not selling. And they're either not very motivated to sell or they've been given some incorrect information, or it could be the condition of the home.
Yeah, the condition does make a big difference when it comes to that, because there's a fair market value price, and then there's a little bit of flexibility on either side of that, for condition, right? Like if you've done some amazing updates on your property, could you go up to that 3% and price over maybe fair market value 3%? Mm-hmm. Very much so, because the market is willing to bear that in the right condition. Yet if you're an average house and you go over that 3% mark, you're going to be overpriced in our market, and there's going to be a price reduction needed there. We have seen repeatedly over the years that our market, I'm going all the way back to 2008, 2007, our market has really only been willing to bear about a 3% of pricing above a property. And just to give you an idea, 3%, on a $300,000 house, that's $9,000, not $30,000, right? $30,000 is 10%, and we're way off the market at that point.
And in this type of market, and I do tend to work with a lot of engineers and people in finance, numbers-driven people, and so I'm having to have the wiggle room conversation. Yeah. I want to build it up and have some wiggle room. And so, they don't often understand that if you price it to the market, then you have the opportunity to set the market and get multiple offers and get more than what you were planning on. If you go too high, you're left with chasing the market down. And in the end, the longer that home sits, the less you're going to net overall. So pricing it to compared to what the comparables are saying is key. Not what Zillow is saying with the Zestimate. It is what your realtor, your professional that does this every day and checking the market stats. Please, I beg you, everybody out there watching this podcast right now, don't follow a Zestimate. It has maybe a 10 to 15% chance at actually being correct. So you could actually lose a lot of money either way, whether it prices you really high or even really low. Either way, it's going to cost you if you're going by that Zestimate.
Well, I think it's a great thing to come back to with Zillow and what's happening with Zillow. Their stock price has dropped. I think last time I looked at it was 42%. And they've lost a tremendous amount of money. Like I've seen on the high end, somewhere around $500 million because of their algorithm, their Zestimate being wrong. They were buying homes at a too high of a price, and it's now cost them several hundreds of millions of dollars in their valuation and also in the pricing, and having to now go back and dump some of these properties. So make sure that you're calling a professional that is doing this on a daily basis, because it does make a difference. It makes a huge difference. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to say thank you, right? Thank you for joining us and giving us 20 minutes of your day to help kind of guide you through this real estate market, guide you on what to do so that you are better prepared at making your choices. And also, like Chelsea said, our goal is to give you as much transparency as possible. We've even written that into our mission statement for our team. So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have an amazing day. Go out there, crush it, and just live life to the fullest.